everyone. I hope you're doing well today. I decided to show you what I do. I am really bad with keeping scraps around and just and I laugh because I had a good friend, Peggy Lee, who has passed away several years ago, and she used to take all my scraps because she used to say I was so wasteful. So I try to use all my scraps to make her proud of me, and one of the things that I do is when I get scrap pieces of paper, and sometimes they're big and you really don't know what to do and you don't want to keep them, but they're too big to throw away, I stamp images. And I actually got this case from Lynn Dunn, who is my upline, when I joined her team. And I thought, oh, I like how she did this with the bees and stuff, even though I'm not a bee like her, because I am allergic to bees. So, but she did this, and I really love this paper. So this is what I do with my scraps. I stamp different images. Oh, there's one I already colored. And I love to color. So I will color these in the living room or outside on the porch or something. But I just stamp images and I throw them in here. And then when I want to do something, or I'm going somewhere where I'm going to be, in an office waiting for a doctor's appointment or whatever, I just need to grab this, grab a couple of my blendies, blendable markers or colored pencils, and the blender pen, whatever I want to do. So I'm going to show you today how I color some of these in, and it wasn't going to be the elephant. Let's go with this. I thought was really cute because I wonder if our umbrella punch will actually fit that. So I want to check that out and see if that will work or not. But we can color her in. So let's see what we have here. Flirty Flamingo. Let's go with that. Okay. The blendable pens have two tips. One's a finer point tip. It's more bold for little detailed. And if you're doing bigger areas, it has more like a brush tip that goes down to a tip. Just make sure you use the side of it, not on top of it, or you're going to flatten that tip out and it's not going to work as nice as what it should. Now, I always start with my lighter color first. There's not a wrong or right way to do it. It's however you want to do it. I heard different ways of doing it. It's whatever works for you is right. I mean, that's what makes art and creating so unique, because it's whatever we want to do is how we do it. And you'll find, oh, I like it better that way, or oh, that didn't work out good. Let's try it this way. And whichever way works for you is the right way that you choose, So I just went over the whole entire dress with this, and then I'm going to go over a little more because some of these areas I want even darker yet. And even though this is the same color, the more you go over it, the darker it will be. Okay. And then I'll do the darker one. And the darker one I'm just going to use in the shaded areas to give it some depth. Just a little shaded. And I'm going to give her matching shoes. And let's say she is little silver hair here. Now I always use the petal pink. Oh, I don't want the brush area. I want for the skin tone. Okay, and then let's do a light blue. See what we have here. Soft sky. I don't know if this is going to be blue enough. It is. That can be the puddle she's standing in. And let me see if I have my umbrella punch. Let me just grab that quick. That actually is going to be too big for that image, I think. Let me just find a piece of scrap paper I have here. Let's see if it works. Yeah, yep, that won't work. I was thinking, oh, I wonder if that would work, but it doesn't. So we can color that in. And let's do that with Daffodil or Yellow Umbrella. Oh, and my daffodil is not that wet anymore. Somebody told me that you could put alcohol with a re-inker and soak your tips in it. I don't know if that works or if it doesn't work, but as soon as alcohol comes available with all of this, I think I might try it. Let's see. What's it gonna hurt, right? Oh, and that could be why it's drying out, because that lid does not want to go on there right. There we go. Okay, so that is one image that I colored, and I love the watercolors. You do have to use thicker cardstock. I know everyone likes to go to Michael's or Joann's or wherever and get some cheaper cardstock, but if you do, it really bleeds and it doesn't adhere the ink the way that you know, Stampin' Up! Papers do. I mean, Stampin' Up! Papers are just really high quality, and I like their papers. Here, let's do another one quick. Why not? This is from the Ornate. That is a new, and actually, I have it here. I actually have some stamp sets that I keep close by because they are ones that are easily used for coloring. And because I like to do this and keep it right at my workstation, I have them right here. This is one. These three images are cute to color. This is so cute. I had a friend of mine, her daughter was, well, she's going to have a baby. She didn't have it yet as of my knowledge. And she was doing it in elephant. So we were actually going to make baby favors for the party using the elephant. And now with the COVID, she was not having the shower. They were going to do a virtual shower. And here is actually one of the boxes we were going to do, and then she was going to fill it, you know, with a treat. So I think that's a cute stamp set. But I love animals and I love the color, so why not? This is Birthday Jubilee. The swag there would be nice to color, and that also has a die cut with it. So you'll see, I think I have one in here, a couple times, like if I do a couple punches or different stuff and I have odd shapes, that's one that I use. Yeah, here it is. You can see I stamped 3 on one, and then I'll just use the die to cut it out to adhere to a card. Here is the Beautiful You set, which I hope, somebody told me they're retiring, and I don't know. I didn't really look at the list. And then the Beautiful Moments is a current one. And then the Ornate is new. That will be in the June catalog. And it also comes with the Ornate Thanks. You can buy them separate or together as a bundle. And they both have different dies. Let's see, I do have them here. The Ornate border dies come with that, and then the Ornate layer dies, and that's what they look like. So that's some ideas on how to use some of your scrap paper up. but I'll color some of this in for you now. And we'll see, here's a green. I don't know if everyone uses the color lifter or not, but we do have a color lifter in that's supposed to lift some of the color up. I don't use that too much. Not that it doesn't work or it does work. I just forget to use it, to be honest with you. So I'm going to just put this in here. And as you'll see, I'm using more the side of the tip instead of the point. And you'll see this, when you're using your blendables, sometimes they seem to spread out some, so you don't always have to go right to the edge of your image that you're coloring, because it will fill in. And on the other hand, you have to be careful you don't go too close when it's next to something. But that is one thing that the color lifter is supposed to do, is to pull that color. It doesn't totally erase it, but it does pull some of the coloring out of it for you. Oh, there, I really went out of line. Now let me do, oh, there's another leaf. But I like to take this stuff to like the doctor's office or to the park. You know, we're all cooped up with this COVID going on, and to sit outside when the sun is shining, even though it's been very rare in Pennsylvania that it shined so far this year, or this spring. You know, it's just something that you can do out on the porch or wherever and still enjoy the outside and getting the vitamin D from the sun. So, let's see. We'll do some with this is the Calypso Coral. And I don't know how everybody stores their blendables, but you're supposed to lay them flat. So the way that I store mine is the ones that I use when I'm going places, I throw them in a baggie. A lot of times if it's just, you know, right outside or whatever. Or I have the tins for, they came with a little punch and a stamp set, you know, and I just keep them in that, and then I grab that, and then I have all the colors I need. Or really, and not, maybe not that I need, but there's enough in there that I can create something with all the varieties of colors that I keep in. And then I have some up on my marker holder up here. Oh, that's dark. That turned out a little darker than I thought. But, so you get the gist of coloring and ways to use your scrap paper. This was not scrap. This was, this is actually my first time playing with this set. I'm not even sure. I know one of the new in colors is Bumblebee, and that's not available yet, but that's a coordinating color with the Ornate set. And Ornate set, I keep pronouncing that wrong. So I can't wait to play with this weekend. So I hope I gave you enough ideas and just to show you a little bit on how to color. These are just different stamps that I have stamped to take with me somewhere or out on the porch, you know, to color. But I believe that's all. So I hope you have a good day and happy stamping.